Looks cool, right? You seriously don't know how proud am I to be able to see this kind of result just from the first try, you know? So I can say this shoot is actually one of my favorite and coolest and fun and random shoots of all time. Can we take a moment to appreciate this setup for a bit? This is actually okay. This is my first time using this lens to make a YouTube video, so let me know if it's okay or not. I'm using a 35 1.8, a Yongnuo. It's a very cheap lens, and I can only use manual focus, so I have to be here. I cannot, if I move back a bit, you see it's a bit blurry, so I have to stay still, so still. But yeah, I don't know for sure how it's gonna look like when I got to edit this video. But yeah, it seems okay. The background is blurred. I don't want you guys to see it's like my messy room. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment down below. Okay, so this shoot actually took me around 10 to 20 minutes to plan out, but it took me like few months of research to get to that point. It might not be the best epic B-roll, handheld, mobile, filmmaking video that you've ever seen before. I don't know if there's any other name for this, or you can just say like the Daniel Schiffer style video. Like I said, I'm actually very proud of the results that I get. Consider this as my first try, and I actually done one before, but that's more of a run and gun thing. I didn't actually plan out anything. So yeah, with everything that's been said, in this video, I'm gonna break down my process on how I planned this epic B-roll handheld mobile filmmaking shoot video. But before we move on, make sure to click the subscribe button and click the like button if you want to see more of these types of videos. So let's get busy. I would like to start from the very root of the process. So the very root of the process is to get inspired and to do your research. So in today's world, I can say nothing is new right now. Also, as time goes by, we start to do things a little bit differently or a little bit better. So without thinking too much of, are you actually copying someone else, or will you get like any hate comments for copying someone's style? I would say you just try to do it first, because ideas have to come from somewhere. I mean, even the big players as well, like the directors or the DPs, they usually get inspiration from somewhere else, or like they've done their research before shooting the actual movie. So it's the same thing for content creation, but then content creation tends to go much faster than like filmmaking. So for me, I was inspired by Daniel Schiffer. So if you don't know who he is, he's actually one of the first few filmmakers that actually makes the handheld B-roll kind of video, like what you have seen earlier in the video, like these types of videos popular. And people on TikTok are starting to shoot these types of videos as well. Some of them are really great. So Daniel's videos are usually consist of like products and foods, which I think is much easier to shoot than like human movements, I guess. But small things like these are easier to track than like your hand movements. If you want to follow your hand gestures, you need like a very high speed cam or whatnot. Come to think of it, surely product and food videos are actually easier to sell to clients. So you know, Daniel is actually a smart guy. So after watching and studying his videos, what I usually do next is to do this thing called Recce. Is it a Recce session or just plain Recce? Let's just call it Recce, okay? So Recce can be known as location scout as well. So what I usually do in a Recce session is to visualize what the video will look like in the location itself. So I usually pay attention to the angles and movements that I can do when I'm shooting. So doing all these epic video sequences, you need to make sure that you have enough space to move around, to perform all of the movements, and to like set up a light, or like just have a lot of flexibility around the area. So after you're done visualizing and you kind of have an idea of how the video is going to look like, it's time to plan out your shots. So Daniel actually makes an in-depth video of how he actually plans his shot. So I'm gonna link it the card right here so you guys can go and check it out. But the way I did it is actually more or less the same. But for this particular video, it's kind of like a run and gun because I have like 10 or 20 minutes to plan out everything. So what I did before I planned out the shot list is to look at the ingredients and the tools that Chef Yuli is going to use. Then I talk to the chef and kind of understand how the cooking process is going to be. And because I'm not a great chef myself, and different chefs have like different styles when it comes to cooking, so I think it's very important to understand how is the chef that you're interacting, how do they usually cook the specific dish that you are filming. So from there, I kind of coordinated the choreography that me and the chef will be performing. I use the word choreography because it's like both of us, we are actually like moving, or like you can say dancing, you know. And it's very important for you as the cameraman to sync with the movement of the chef, like how he moves his hands, how he moves the knives and everything. So after I kind of coordinated a bit of the choreography, I started to write down all the things that I would love to see in the video. So this method is more or less the same as Daniel's. I list down the ingredients and then the movements that I wanted to do, and try my best to not repeat the same movement. By then, from the video that you've seen earlier, I did like the same thing twice. Give me a break, okay? It's my first try. So after listing down the ingredients, you can start to think about the movements for each specific ingredients. So some examples of the movements will be the roll, the knife under, the follow. I don't really know if these names are good for all of these movements, but yeah, we're just gonna go with it. So from those movements, you can get creative with them as well. Like from the roll, it might be like from a roll to a pickup to a drop, and then your camera drops. Like you can start to think about your transitions as well. How can you move on from this ingredient to another ingredient? Yeah, so that's why you have to know a bit of like the cooking process. How is it going to flow from this ingredient to the next ingredient? Is the chef going to boil next, or is the chef going to like cut next? Yeah, so these are the things that you should know. So when you kind of get a hang of those movements, you can start to be more innovative, like start to think about how can you turn all of these movements into something else and then make it your own. So I guess that's it for the process of how I plan out these like epic B-roll handheld videos. I can easily make this video into like an hour or like 30 minutes, but I try to keep it as short as possible. And yeah, if you would like to see the behind the scenes of how I shoot those videos or like how I edit those videos, do let me know in the comments down below. So one thing I would love you to take away from this video is to focus on pre-production, or you can say planning. The more and better you plan, the easier it is going to be during production or post-production. You can always try to just run and gun or just start shooting, but I would say to have at least enough information or enough knowledge before you actually start the shoot. That's where research comes in play, and that is actually considered planning. So yeah, planning is always better than no planning at all. Like I said, the epic B-roll video wasn't actually planned earlier. It was planned like a few minutes before the shoot. Even though it's quite random, but I still took some time to actually plan out my shots, which in the end produced something that I'm proud of. And it's all done with this phone in my pocket. Like, I'm actually quite surprised with the result though. Wasn't expecting it to be like that. And another thing I would love to leave you with is to do whatever you can, whenever and wherever you can. The best time to start is where you are and what you have. Like for the epic B-roll video that you watched earlier, I can easily shoot that with my camera or like have a proper plan for the whole shoot. But at that time, the idea was there, the chef is there, the cooking is there, everything was there, the lighting was there. And I don't want to limit myself thinking that I can only shoot with this camera. So yeah, in order to prove myself that I don't need a camera to create great content, that's why I give myself a challenge to shoot with only this camera. And I love it. I love the idea of shooting at unexpected times, yeah. But yeah, you never know, like the unexpected times might be the best time for you to make the best product that you've ever done before. It might be, it could be, it will be. Okay, I guess that's it for this video. Make sure to check out Daniel Schiffer's video, and make sure to check out like the Chef Yuli's Instagram page and collab, which is the space that we are shooting at. So all the socials will be down in the description below. And once again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to click the subscribe button and click the like button if you've enjoyed this video. I will be popping more videos every week. I'm trying to post like once on Wednesday and once on Saturday. Like Wednesday will be a main content and Saturday will be something very short. I'm not sure, I'm still planning. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Like if you have any ideas for the next video, just comment down below, man, and I'll address your query. Okay, and as always, be better than yesterday. I think I'm gonna stick with this slogan, be better than yesterday. I was going to go for be better, but then yeah, be better than yesterday. Sounds great. Okay, see ya.